Welcome to the Mind Body Podcast. I'm your host, Maria Angelova, and I'm here to challenge everything you have been told about aging and wellness. This podcast is for those who refuse to accept that growing old means growing unhealthy. Each week, I will bring you dynamic conversations with inspirational guests, sharing practical advice, insights, and motivation to live your life rebelliously as you age with grace and vitality. This is your time to embrace self-care, transformation, and an infectious spirit that says no to the conventional and yes to a vibrant, powerful life. Let's dive in and redefine what it means to live well. Hi, Rebels, and welcome to the Mind Body Podcast, your rebellious podcast with me, your host, Maria, where it is all about a strong body, calm mind, healing, and fully living. And today you get the opportunity to hear me talk about yet another favorite topic of mine, and that is the topic of confidence. Why? Because whether you're a teenager, a stay-at-home mom, an executive, every one of us, human beings, has those self-doubts poke their ugly head up and make us not do the things that we want, because what if we don't do it perfectly enough? What if we flop? What if we fail? What will people say? And blah, 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 blah. And that prevents us from really living the life that we want, because, as I say, the fun part of life is on the other side of your comfort zone. So, joke aside, let's talk about confidence. And I picked that topic because it has literally come up as the new year has come up. It has come up in several conversations with people in all roles and titles of life. First and foremost, awareness. I want you to ask yourself, where do I start questioning my confidence? Is it in the way you're raising the kids? Is it in the way that you do business? Is it in your appearance? Is it in the way your body looks? Because we all have different areas and sometimes multiple areas. And just so you know, you are totally normal if you have multiple areas where you lack confidence. What are those areas where you can benefit from an uptick of confidence? Number one, that's awareness. Two, what are the things that you're telling yourself when you doubt your confidence? So I will use something that happens to middle-aged women, for example, and that is we start losing confidence because our bodies start changing. As I tell every single one of my clients, ladies, your body will change as part of aging. Now, you can shrink about it, complain about it, and become a victim of it. Or you can embrace what's happening. You can perhaps change lifestyle habits if there is an opportunity there. And you can rock what Mama gave you. There used to be a super cool commercial, I'm totally derailing, years ago from Blockbuster, that dates me, that used to be this little bunny rocking its booty and saying, shake what your mama gave you. And yeah, totally shake what your mama gave you. And I am telling you, there is nothing sexier about, in this case, this scenario, a woman who owns it. A woman who embraces who she is with total confidence. Now, let's talk about fake confidence, because you guys, rebels, fake confidence is not the same thing as truly feeling comfortable in your own skin. And I'll tell you, the journey of confidence, I have walked it. And I would say I am grateful to my parents for having raised an independent and confident woman. And as I have grown and stepped into my rebellious journey, I think that has done miracles for my confidence, because it really has skyrocketed. And I don't mean that in an arrogant type of way. I can't tell you how many times I speak to people and I hear comments such as like, wow, you're so confident, or wow, I want to be confident like you. Do you guys know the secret of confidence? The secret of confidence is being comfortable in your own skin and embracing who you are. And I'll tell you that second part is, I think, really where my confidence has skyrocketed, because I have really stepped into a place of comfort that I am who I am. And you might like me and you might not. And you might like my behavior, you might approve my behavior, you might approve the choice of words that I use, or you may not. And you know what? That is totally okay. I still love you and I still wish you the very best. Listen, we can think differently. We can look differently. We all have different backgrounds. We all have different values. And that is wealth, you guys. So, learning to tap into who you are and liberating that rebel within, claiming and stepping into your personal power and into your authenticity, it is an absolute game changer. And I'm speaking from experience. I'll tell you a funny story. I was actually at a holiday party and I was speaking to this executive, and he shared an example of something a buddy of his was giving him a hard time for. And I said, so do you know what you can do about it? And he goes, what? And I said, own it. Like totally own it. And he looked at me and he said, I like you. And I was like, I like you too. But really, whatever it is, whether it's your body, whether it's the way you do things, let's take that into, let's say, a corporate space or into a workspace. The meeting is going on and somebody's talking about something and you're like, I have no idea what they're talking about. I'm totally lost. First of all, if you're lost, there is a pretty decent chance that other people in the room have questions. You know what? Ask the question. Be the vulnerable one. Now, what might be happening into your head right now? Oh my gosh, I don't want to ask that question because I don't want people to think I'm dumb. I don't want people to not think I'm on top of my game. I don't want people to think fill in the blank, whatever is going into your head. What if you truly, authentically say, can you explain? Can you clarify? I'll tell you that same thing from my corporate career that people have always respected me for, because I was always that kid that would raise her hand and say, wait, this doesn't make sense. Can you explain? Can you clarify? And sometimes, yes, it could be perceived as I am questioning your expertise. That is totally not the case. How people perceive the question has nothing to do with me. Now, the tonality and the body language that I use, that goes a long way into how I ask my question, right? That is all part of communication. So, what if you're that person who asks the simple question? And everybody in the room goes, oh my gosh, I'm so glad somebody asked. And maybe you even can relate to an experience like that when you ask the question and then after the meeting, everybody was like, I am so glad that you asked. I was completely lost too. And think how far that clarity of communication is going to go into making sure that you're on the same page. So could you look at that as an opportunity and say, I will be the vulnerable one, or I will be the brave and the courageous one who asks that question instead of the dumb one? You guys see how I flip the perspective on the same situation? What if you do that exact same thing in life? What if you take that voice and flip the language of what that voice tells you? So speaking of fake confidence, I was speaking to a female client of mine in the context of dating. Hey Rebels, I want to take a quick moment to share something super exciting with you. If you've been feeling stuck, disconnected, or just know there is more to life than what you're experiencing, I have something special for you. I have created a powerful 6-step video series called Unleash Your Potential, an introduction to the Angelova method. As a valued Mind-Body podcast listener, the series is my gift to you. In this series, I will guide you through the core elements of the Angelova method, a unique approach that integrates movement, mindset, and mastery to help you align your body, mind, and life. You will learn practical techniques to improve your alignment, boost your core strength, and connect deeply to your inner self. Whether you're looking to enhance your physical health, gain mental clarity, or simply live more fully, these videos are designed to get you started on the path to your most vibrant self. And the best part? It's completely free. So if you're ready to break through barriers and unleash your full potential, head over to mindbodyexpert.com and get started today. Let's take this journey together, because you, my rebel, deserve nothing less than the extraordinary. Ladies, you can relate to that example. You put a cute outfit, but you don't really feel comfortable in it. So you kind of like round it forward, slouchy, kind of like hiding. Maybe your shoulders are rounded forward, and then you walk in. Now, how is that image going to be different if you walk in nice and tall, chest open, you smiled wide, and you walk into a room strutting. Do you guys feel how that energy of me even describing the scenario, the vibes are completely different? So your body language, your posture, the way you show up in the world is completely different when you're confident. Now, here is another secret. Confidence has really nothing to do with what you're wearing, how you look like, or any of the traditional things that we're brainwashed to think are part of confidence. Have you ever spoken perhaps to a beautiful woman or a handsome man, and the exchange of the first couple of sentences, you go like, oh, yeah, not interested. That has nothing to do with the way they appear. That has to do with the energy that they're projecting out. So, get out of your head is the really big message in here. And okay, what outfit, whether you're a female or a male, what outfit helps you feel sexy and confident into who you are? You know, sometimes people are like, oh, I have to put my whatever gala gown. No, you can be totally confident in a pair of jeans and sneakers if that is what makes you feel like you. You can be totally confident in a pair of sneakers and a cute t-shirt. It's all about the energy that you carry behind. It's really not your outfit. So I want you to really think and reflect on that, you guys. I want you to think, where are my opportunities to raise my vibrations and step into it? And I'll tell you, this is homework I give into clients. Before you walk into a meeting, I want you to psych yourself up. Before you go into a date, I want you to psych yourself up like you're the hottest thing in the world. And I want you to walk into that room and conquer the room with your energy and your vibration. And by being real. We have become so, so contained and so boxed into what we can and cannot say. Do you know what people love? People love authenticity. People love a genuine human conversation. So what if you ask the inappropriate question? Now, I'm not saying be creepy. There is a line between being authentic and fun and being creepy, right? I'm not saying be creepy. And that has to do with self-awareness, right? But have those fun conversations. Make those jokes. Again, be aware of where you are, right? I'm not saying start cracking totally inappropriate conversations in your boardroom, right? Know your audience, but also know that people love authenticity. People love seeing the human in you. And I am speaking from such experience, like personal experience. I was working with a new client, and I do use foul language. I use bad words. And I said something like, fuck it, or I don't know what I said. And he looked at me, he paused, he looked at me, he goes, you use bad language? And I looked at him and I smiled and I said, I do. Does that bother you? And he gave me the biggest smile and he goes, I fucking love it. I mean, come on. Like, now, if that kind of language is not your thing and you use it, I guarantee you it's going to sound very off and very, you're going to seem very awkward. So you have to do what feels right for you. If foul language, using bad words is not through you, don't do it. You're going to sound ridiculous. You have to sound like you. So if you're nerdy, be nerdy. I mean, you will find your tribe. You will find those people who will be nerdy like you. Sometimes I'm teaching and a client would say something and I'm like, if I think about it, that is not what I expect you to feel it in your body. I have to look that up. I don't know. I'm honest and upfront. Do you really think everybody in this world knows everything? Come on, rebels. Come on, really think about it. Do you think that's the case? Do you think it makes you more human and vulnerable when you say, I don't know, I gotta think about it. I have to look this up. I have to do some research. I have to do some reading. Do you think people can relate to you as a human being more when you're like a real human versus pretending? It's so exhausting to pretend to be something that you're not, somebody who you're not. copying others and trying to fit into the box. That is so not your box. It is exhausting. It is exhausting on your body, on your mind, and on your spirit. And I'll tell you, that is misalignment. So perhaps ask yourself, if you are a professional, when you're into the office, do you act like yourself? Or do you have to really adjust to fit in? And if it's the latter, then ask yourself, are you in the right place? When you're surrounded by your friends, do they embrace you for who you are? If you're geeky and silly and whatever you are and loud, do they embrace you? Or do you have to act a certain way so you can fit in your friendship group? When you interact with other moms, do you feel like you are judged or do you feel like you're embraced? Do you feel that you can be amongst them and be like, guys, I feel like clueless. Like, what do I do in this situation? Or do you have to pretend like you're the perfect mother who knows everything? My goodness, the pressure of that, just like even saying it doesn't even feel good. Like, do you have these authentic relationships and community when you can be vulnerable and be yourself and ask the dumb questions, the silly questions? Let me tell you, there is not a dumb question. There is not a silly question. They're just real life questions. They're practical questions, and we all have them. And how cool it is to talk to another mom or to have a conversation about relationship and say, this is what's going on in my relationship. What's going on in yours versus I have the perfect relationship. Come on. Who has the perfect relationship? We're all working through things, right? And again, speaking from personal experience, when you step into that vulnerability and you say, you know what, you're going to like me or you are not, and I'm totally okay with that. I'm still going to be who I am. You are going to attract your tribe, those like-minded people who support you, cheer you, and embrace your authenticity. And that is going to be so freeing for you. It is going to fuel you to be even more authentic and stepping into who you are. Awareness. Where are your opportunities? Again, whether it's in your home life, in your friendship circle, in your professional life, into the way you embrace your body, your mind, and your spirit, how can you shift your perspective? How can you shift your view? How can you shift the questions that you ask yourself so that you can see yourself differently into the world? What is your truth? Seek that truth, rebels, because you know what? Once you find the truth, once you step into alignment of body, mind, and spirit, once you peel the layers of the onion, which are those layers that you're trying to fit in and get to the bottom of real you, life changes. Life changes in the most beautiful way. So today, my little challenge to you is step into who you are. Step with confidence. I send you so much love. I send you so many great vibes. Please do ask me any questions that you have. This is such an important topic and we have to have vulnerable, open conversations. Make it an amazing day. And above all, do not forget to stay rebellious. Sending you much love and I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining us on the Mind Body Podcast, where we explore the power of living authentically and rebelliously. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a fellow rebellious soul who would love to hear what we share as much as you do. Stay strong, stay calm, and most importantly, stay rebellious. Until next time, rebellious souls, keep living